803-0550 for your calls. Stefon Diggs released, or will be released, reportedly, by the Patriots.
Free agent idea of the day?
I guess. I watched a couple of minutes of Steve Palazzolo and Sam Monson talking about the Bills this morning. I did that thing where I pushed play on Twitter, and then I left Twitter and it stopped.
Oh.
Instead of, opening up a new Twitter. So I only caught part of it. I didn't go back to it. No offense to those guys. I love those guys. They're great to listen to. They were talking about the Bills, and I think Steve brought up Diggs just in passing, and Sam might have said, well, they're not going to do that. And that's right, isn't it?
I think probably.
Is there a 0% chance the Bills would? It's not zero. It's not zero.
I wouldn't put 0 on it. I might get to barely 10. But I would never say 0. Because we don't really know exactly why they parted when they did, the way they did. And, you can assume certain things about, how amicable or not amicable that whole situation was, but you don't have to be right. And so, opportunity, the money, whatever, I wouldn't say 0, but I wouldn't go much higher than 10.
Well, the key people, of course, are Allen and Brady. And if there was anything negative about him from them, that's probably
then
the
it's
end
a
of
0. Yeah, right.
If it got weird or, worse between the quarterback and the wide receiver, then I guess that's probably that. And I don't need the Bills I don't even want them to bring back Diggs. I like rooting against Diggs. I'm enjoying that. But remember, Brady recalibrated the Bills' offense with Diggs on the team.
Right.
He took over, and Diggs was on the team, and that was kind of like the end of Diggs.
And Shakir started getting more targets than Diggs, and the running game was emphasized. And, yeah, it was Diggs' target share no longer looked like that of a number one receiver.
And that was 3 years ago and an ACL injury ago.
Right.
So probably it's a no. The guy that they brought up, Steve and Sam, for the Bills was Aiyuk. And I don't know what that would cost in a trade. Could the Bills outbid the NFL for Brandon Aiyuk? He's under contract. It's a big contract. It's not just like a free agent. It's not, you don't do this on a whim. They'd have to be, unless there's some other reason to think this wouldn't be how it works, but they'd have to be the most interested team in Brandon Aiyuk because he's probably someone that San Francisco wants to be rid of.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
Right.
I thought I had heard there's a lot, I think, to uncover there, because didn't they go after some guaranteed money that they'd already paid him or something? I wonder how cumbersome it is for either party, San Francisco or the team bringing him in. Just how tough that contract is to swallow, and just how much maneuverability you have around it. You could absolutely. I don't think it should cost you. This really depends on what the contract entails. What is tied to him, and what am I taking on if I do it? That always mitigates cost. The less financial burden I'm taking off your hands, the more I pay you, right? The more financial burden I'm removing from you, San Francisco, then the less that I have to pay you in draft asset or player asset, right? So it shouldn't cost. Maybe even in either case, he's not playing there ever again. You could just wait to see if they release him. So I would think a day 3 pick would get their attention.
My guess would be the 3rd round.
Okay.
Because I think there would be interest in him. I doubt that I don't know, but I would guess that the 49ers don't need to get to a point where they can just cut him. Because I think teams, what's not to like? I mean, maybe you've just got a A1 level head case or something, on the field, there's a lot to like.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what is negative about him on the field.
Well, the thing is, I think what usually hurts guys more than anything is if they break the football code in some way. Right, and that's basically what Aiyuk has done.
He quit.
He quit. He ghosted them. They had no idea in season if he was trying to come back and help them or any. It was just a mess. And I think when you've got that on your resume, I'd be surprised if it was as much as a third-round pick.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I think a third-round pick would definitely get their attention, but I don't think I would hope you wouldn't have to pay that because you're taking a shot. The guy's going to look you in the eye, tell you, "Oh, I'm good. I love football. I want to be here. I want to come help the Bills win a Super Bowl." But you don't know what you're buying. You haven't lived with him, and San Francisco just went through a freak out with him. So I think that should definitely mitigate what you pay for him. But I'm not ruling him out. I wouldn't rule him out. I'd want to do all my work and find out what exactly his problem was.
Last full season in 2023, 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns. Big yards per catch. He's interesting. I guess our difference is how much interest, how many teams would want to try out Brandon Aiyuk, like pay the rate and see what he can do. I think it'd be a few. Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. We'll talk draft with Justin Mello.